Yo, Super Ninja Austin back here for the episode 79 of the SNA podcast. This is the AEW Rampage review. And then we're going to start off the video with the review with two of the AAA championships being on the not AAA, two CMLL championships. My apologies to CMLL. I was not trying to mean to call them AAA when they're a totally different company in Mexico. But yeah, it was Rocky Romero taking on Mystico in a winner takes all match in the CMLL style match. Let's start off the match like it was in the ring with them going for like lucha libre style, like running and duck and twist and turns, flying head scissors, like typical luchador stuff. This is where Rocky Romero go for the Irish whip right to the Mystico, the former Kalisto. Irish whipped him right to the right, the left, towards the left corner of the ropes. This is where he gets picked off by This is where he was picked off by Mystico. Mystico. Yeah, that's my apologies. This is where he goes for a running springboard elbow right into the face first, right into Rocky Romero, like which was 10 times better than he ever did in WWE. This is where he started clapping his hands with his fans, and he ran right to the right, and it goes to the left and hit the spinning corkscrew splash right onto Rocky Romero, right on the outside, doing this pose like this. This is where Mystico goes for a twist arm side wrestling leg sweep right onto Rocky Romero, twist arm. And this is where he put his legs right onto his left arm into some kind of a leg drop, like a leg abdominal stretch, like stretching that arm in the process. And this is where he got his first fall, like with Rocky Romero submitting. This is where Rocky Romero got the first. And then this is where Rocky Romero kind of was a sore loser. He Irish whips Mystico right on the outside. This is where he started. He Irish whipped him right into Simba the Steel Steps. This is where he throws him back in the ring. This is where Rocky Romero. This is where everybody started booing Rocky. They like boo. Like, we don't like. Here you go. This is where he started ripping the mask off of Mystico, doing the most disrespectful thing in all of Lucha Libre. This is where the fans start booing like boo because they do not like it. Like it when a wrestler disrespectfully humiliates the luchador. And then that's when he started mocking the fans like shit did the signature shimmy that Mystico does. This is where let's see. And then this is where what's his name was back in this game? Mystico. He started hitting them with strikes. Irish whips Rocky Romero to the right side, into the right side, but he got countered by Rocky Romero. Rocky Romero with a duck when he went to his way. This is where he tried. I think he tried to strike him, but he missed him. Or what's his name? What's it called? He shielded him. He shielded himself. He tried to go for a springboard Pele kick, but we moved right out of the way. So Mystico just did a moonsault right onto the middle of the canvas. This is where Rocky Romero tried to go for a clothesline. Mystico ducks. He goes for a flying head scissors when he runs towards back towards Rocky Romero. This is where Rocky Romero tried to go for a clothesline. He chops him off. This is where he starts going for his hand. Hits a diving corkscrew thingamajig right into an arm drag. This is where Mystico was clapping like clap. And this is where Mystico runs right out on the outside. This is where That's where Rocky Romero went down, did the most cowardly move in all of professional wrestling. This is where Mystico. This is where Mystico's like, really? Is he acting like this right now? This is where he's like, all right, it's all yours. Come on. This is where he kicks him right to the head, or jaw, I should say. This is where Rocky Romero goes back in the inside. This is where he start hitting forearms. This is where he start continuously doing so. Start forearming him back for. This is where Kalisto's like, I got this, and then he gets picked off by Rocky Romero with a knee strike. This is where Romero goes for a suplex position, which he successfully did. He hit a flip slam back first right into the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron. And then this is where Rocky Romero went back in the inside the ring. This is where he goes and hits a suicide dive through outside onto Mystico. This is where he puts Mystico back in the ring. This is where he started doing suplexes, or not suplexes, but like a specific singular suplex right on the top rope. This is where he started hitting axe handles double times. This is where he tried to go for a suplex, which he successfully picked up right off his feet and did the maneuver right off the top rope. This is where he goes for a pinfall to Mystico, but he only got a one, he only got a two, but Mystico kicks out at 2.1 seconds. This is where Rocky Romero tried to go for one maneuver, but Mystico came in. Let's see. This is where Mystico started picking up the pieces of coming back. He started hitting forearm strikes back and forth. This is where he tried to run, but he got kicked right in the roundhouse kick. This spin into a roundhouse kick. This is where he tried to go for a camel clutch, Rocky Romero. This is where Mystico was. Every time he tried to put one arm into his knee, he tried to put his knee, and then he tried to go for the other one. He started taking his hand off, trying to escape. And then this is where he finally have him put both arms into his legs, so he can successfully apply the hold of the camel clutch, which he had it locked in. It's where he was locking in so much to the point it looks like Mystico was gonna tap, but Mystico was not trying to give up. Like, this is where Rocky Romero's like, forget it. He slams him down. He starts stomping onto the back of Mystico. This is where he tried to go for a sliced bread right on the top rope. Right to the bottom. Hit him sliced bread right to the bottom left corner, which he successfully did the maneuver. But the referee hit the one, the referee hit two, and he got three, which was like even, which was one, and then one in this 2 out of 3 falls match, which he successfully did the sliced bread, and then he's like 1-1, just need one more to beat him so I could win all the gold. And then this is where. And then let's see who got the second fall out of the 3. This is where Mystico throws what's his name out of the ring, Rocky Romero, when he got back on his feet. This is where he hits a double stepping moonsault crossbody right off the top rope in the bottom right corner. Which is known as the most comeback move in all sports entertainment. This is where he brings him back in the ring. He tried to go for the pin, but the referee counted 1, the referee counted 2. He kicks out. This is where Mystico picks him back up. This is where he tried to go for a single Irish whip right into the left, right from the left corner to the right corner. This is where he gets countered. This is where Mystico goes for a springboard crossbody, which only got him a 1-2 even count, I should say. Mystico's like, are you serious? Yeah, Mystico, it's maybe the comeback move, but it's not the most dominating, let alone devastating move like the roll up in the Assassin Valley Driver is. This is where Mystico drags him right to the top right corner, I believe, of team. under Tina the turnbuckle. This is where he goes right on the exact same top turnbuckle, going to that exact same top turnbuckle, go and get ready to do the most amazing moonsault that he could ever done. Well, it would have been amazing if Rocky Romero didn't have his feet up in the air to kick what's his name, Mystico's face, the counter. This is where Rocky Romero tried to run right towards the charge at Mystico, but he hits him in a power slam, looking like if he was Dustin Rhodes. But when he tried to pin him, this is where the referee counts 1, referee counts 2. Rocky Romero kicks out at 2.999. And then this is where Mystico have Rocky Romero off the top rope, hit the step up enziguri right onto his back. This is where Mystico was putting his finger up in the air. He's like, yeah, this is my time. This is where he tried to go for the avalanche German suplex, but this is where Rocky Romero started countering, started elbowing strikes into the former best friends. This is where he tried to go for a sliced bread right off the top rope, right on the top rope, which he successfully did so. Which is known as the avalanche sliced bread, I should call it, because that's what every move's called into the top on the top rope. Just ask John Cena with his avalanche attitude adjustment, the AAA rather than the AA. This is where Rocky Romero. But anyway, this is where Rocky Romero pins Mystico, but he only got a 1, he only got a 2, but he kicks out at the last second of 2.99999, 0.1 away from being 3. Rocky Romero was still was frustrated, and he was thinking like what to do to beat and take all the gold from Mystico and be my respective champion. Like this is where Rocky Romero tried to go right up to the top rope. This is where Mystico intercept right on the top rope, hits a avalanche top rope Spanish fly that probably would make like Mustafa Ali and Sammy Guevara and JD Madonna envious. And then this is where both men were down on their backs. This is where they did an instant replay on how he did it. Like I was like, man, I knew luchadors are very tough and they're very talented, but I didn't know this son of a gun like that was known as the Botch King in WWE could be this amazing. Like, well, you got to give him a chance in order to impress. And that's exactly what Mystico just did on this match. This is where Mystico pins Rocky Romero, but he only got a 1, he only got a 2, but he managed to kick out at 2.9 seconds. Referee reminded Mystico that he did the kick out. This is where he tried to pick up Rocky Romero, but instead he got countered by him and got jaw broke by Rocky Romero, even though his jaw wasn't broken, but it was just the metaphoric statement of the maneuver. This is where he tried to run towards the ropes and try to charge at Mystico again, but he got dodged by Mystico, and then he got hit with a running Canadian destroyer. This is where Mystico runs up and try to go for a running maneuver. This is where he dodged the move. This is where he still was running. He goes for a flying head scissor right onto Rocky Romero, like into some kind of a triangle spin, and he started hitting his arm bar that he used to do in WWE as his signature move. Though he started doing a flying head scissor, spin around, swinging, and got him face first, grabbing his arm, bending it back. This is where Rocky Romero's like, no, I know, like please let go, and he's got no choice but to tap. And then this is where Mystico win it all in this 2 out of 3 fall match. And a big win for Mystico. And I'll say this was a really good, entertaining match just to have on Rampage. And it's starting to teach us on how CML's wrestling promotion, how they're styling wrestling. And it was a good idea that Tony Khan have this be a headline on Rampage, even though this is like the C show in professional wrestling and in their professional wrestling company, I should say, in All Elite Wrestling. And I would say not all overall, but overall in AEW side of things, of course. But yeah, I think this was a really good match. That kind of showed us more about what it's like of watching a typical CMLL show. And I should start watching that show to start learning more about the business, along with like promotions such as like AAA and even independent wrestling shows on the internet, like YouTube, for an example. And I should check out the National Wrestling Alliance, NJPW, like all those kind of wrestling promotions. Like I kind of already did with Impact Wrestling, but I would still watch Impact, like what's going on now. But yeah, what y'all thought about this match, y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're going to move on to the next segment, which was Stokely Hathaway was there in the backstage pretending that he was the backstage interviewer. Interviews last Wednesday, like when on Dynamite, where he was like, "Hey, I'm here with both Jeff Jarrett and the reigning defending Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Eddie Kingston. They're going face to face, and we're gonna hear from them as well. But we're gonna start off with Eddie Kingston, or not Eddie Kingston went first. I should say like." More like Jay Lethal did, but Stokely Hathaway was like, well, who wants to go first? And then he's like, okay, I will go first. Now I'll go this time because 2 weeks ago, Edward over here said, I don't deserve a shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship. Last week, beating Trent wasn't enough, buddy. Now, I got a laundry list of accomplishments that I grew over in an 18-plus year career in wrestling, and that says otherwise. In fact, like nobody knows the thing about wrestling have to agree with me when I say that I don't need to prove anything to get a shot at that championship that I helped put on the map. And then everybody like Sanjay Dutt and Jeff Jarrett backed him up saying, that's right. And then this is where Jeff Jarrett was like, not Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal was like, he's like, I know the real Eddie Kingston, and my boy Sanjay Dutt here knows the real Eddie, and also Uncle Jeff here even knows and then even Uncle Jeff here knows about Eddie Kingston. Like you don't care about this Ring of Honor World Championship. You only won it because it was either. The only reason why I want to hold this championship because it's from your good trainer Homicide. That really wasn't much of a good champion, let alone a wrestler. If you ask me, and he's going on the road. Let me do you a favor, Eddie. Let me put that title on the line in the ring. You'll never live up to Homicide. You'll never be like that. You wouldn't reach that high, and you're not gonna be like a champion just like me. And then he said, I'm gonna think you like that. I'll be in the 8, and I want the Ring of Honor title shot. Like that's right. And then this is where Jeff Jarrett started smartly saying, yeah, what are you going to do about it, partner? Like, what are you going to say? He's not asking. He's demanding the title shot. Like, what are you going to do about it? And then this is where Stokely Hathaway tried to point the microphone to Eddie Kingston. I'm not going to answer him. And this is where Stokely Hathaway thought he brainstormed a genius idea. He said, I have a genius idea right here. Like, how about this Saturday at Memphis, Tennessee, at Collision, we do Jeff Jarrett and Eddie Kingston in a one-on-one contenders match. And if for when Jeff Jarrett wins that match, Jay Lethal will get his title shot for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And then this is where Jeff Jarrett was like, now we're talking here. And then this is where still has like, what do you think? And then Eddie Kingston, before he had a chance to say anything, this is where still has like, okay, he agreed. And then this is where both him and Sanjay Dutt was like, you step is like, okay, you did your job as a journalistic reporter. Now step to the side. And this was like, well, you don't have to be so rough. And then this is where he started doing this, crossing his arms, frowning like he's not continuing this interview. This is where we had a face-to-face off with both Kingston and Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, like looking face to face, like. And then this is where Eddie Kingston was at the microphone, snatching out Stokely thing. He's like, "You're not saying I'm not gonna be like Homicide? Like, you that's what he's telling me. And you don't know people like you, dog. Like you don't know about people in Memphis. Like I know much people from Memphis." Like, you don't know about the tricks you do. Like, you don't think know about Memphis wrestling. Like, you don't think this dude like, excuse me, sweetie, to Karen Jarrett. Like, I was like, well, like that was very odd. Like, he just called Jeff Jarrett's wife a sweetie. Now, you don't know what I think about the fight. You don't think about the the Texas what's that you don't think I don't know about the Tennessee wrestling rules? You don't think I didn't grow up about that? Like he's like you don't think I don't know none of that, you little hillbilly bitch? I was like, and this is his word, not mine. Like he just said that right out of the blue. This is where he's like, I'm gonna take you out, old man. Now I'm gonna eat you alive. And then this is where he said this to Jay Lethal. Or he said, like, yes, I know something that you don't know, you hillbilly bitch. That's what he told Jeff Jarrett. And he was like, and I'm good. Yeah, that's what he said. He's going to eat you alive. This is what he's like. And you, Jay Lethal, it's your time to see your uncle now. That's what he told that to Jay Lethal. This is where he walks out of the interview booth. This is where we get to the next match, which is John Silver taking on Brother Zay, Isaiah Cassidy, and Kip Sabian for a shot at Orange Cassidy's international championship tomorrow night at Battle of the Belts. And I would say this was probably perhaps the match of the night, because they were fighting for a match that was actually for something important, and that was for the international championship. This is where we start off with when I believe Isaiah Cassidy and Kip Sabian, or one of them or both of them, throw what's his name out of the ring, John Silver. This is where we got a one-on-one with Isaiah and Kip. This is where he puts a headlock, Brother Zay, I should say, right on the Kip Sabian's head. This is where he Irish whips him right to the side. This is where he ducks Dooley. Oh, no, it's the other way around. Kip Sabian was putting the headlock right onto Isaiah Cassidy. This is where he pushed Irish whip, duck, leapfrogs, and then this is where he went right from behind of Isaiah Cassidy. This is where he tried to go for a double swinging axe handle, I should say. A double swinging axe handle. He ducks. This is where he runs right through the ropes. This is where he hits a flying, rolling arm drag. This is where both men got back up. This is where Kip Sabian tried to go kick him in the midsection. He caught his leg. This is where he puts it down, hits a swinging neck breaker from behind of Kip Sabian. This is where Brother Zay, Isaiah Cassidy, was definitely being like Montez Ford, going Montez Ford mode as we go on top rope, start hitting punches just like him. And then he was like, "Give me a hell yeah!" And everybody was like, "Hell yeah!" Or was it, "Oh yeah"? Either way, he said something with a yeah. But this is where he started hitting punches like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where what's his name? John Silver grabs him off the top rope, hits him with a single lariat from behind, like hitting that sound like a chop more like than a clothesline. And I was like, you better be careful, make it clarify that's a clothesline and not a chop, because Gunther probably after you, little ball, John Silver. This is where he was like, yeah, like this, these flexing muscles never let me down. Woohoo! And he tried to go for a back suplex right onto Brother Zay. This is where Isaiah Cassidy counters. This is where John Silver tried clothesline. Isaiah Cassidy with the duck. This is where he hits a running missile drop kick right onto John Silver. This is where he started doing this dance like this afterwards. And he's like, these flexing guns, baby. That's what he was like in front of the camera. This is where it's about to be more like Montez Ford, because he runs and hits a suicide dive, even though Montez Ford hits a rolling senton. And while he did that, he just did a high five, a handshake maneuver onto this lady in this green dress, like, "Hey, how's it doing? How's it doing, beautiful?" And this is where he runs back in the ring. This is where he try to go for a suicide dive right into Kip Sabian, but Kip Sabian picked him off right through the middle of the ropes in the bottom corner of the ring. This is where he hits a step up insecurity, because he was in the bottom corner of the ringside area. This is where he does this. Kip Sabian saying, "You always use this, like you always use what's the strategies all about." And this is where Kip Sabian, and this is where they're in the ring. This is where This is where he started tormenting what's his name? Tormenting Isaiah Cassidy with an arm with his legs stretching out outwards to where it's not supposed to be, like going backwards into his back. And then this is where John Silver came back in the ring. This is where he hits a stand-up body slam right onto him. And this is where he tried to go for a pin, but John Silver stopped him before the referee can hit the 2. And then let's see. This is where Isaiah Cassidy was back in the game. And then this is where Isaiah Cassidy was back in the game. This is where he tried to go for the deletion, started doing delete, just like his mentor, Matt Hardy. This is where he started getting ready to start doing this, like, come on. This is where he tried to go for a twist of fate, which what's his name, countered it. Kip Sabian pushed him towards John Silver, which he was in the bottom left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. He Irish whips him right. He gets Irish whip, double Irish whip by him. He gets step up into Geary by John Silver. This is where Kip Sabian tried to go for a clothesline right onto Johnson, but he twisted his arm, turned it into a gorilla press slam, which he impressively did right like 8 feet, and would have Kip Sabian probably like 8 feet in the air, landing him like shoulder first right into Isaiah Cassidy's midsection, like if he was doing some kind of a double team spear right onto the Brother Zay. This is where he hits a German suplex right onto Kip Sabian. This is where John Silver was laughing like, ha ha ha. Like, yeah, very funny, you got. Like, I'm still going to get that opportunity to face Orange Cassidy tomorrow night at Battle of the Belts. This is where he hits a pump striking kick right onto Isaiah Cassidy in the bottom turnbuckle, right through the bottom turnbuckle in the bottom left corner of the turnbuckle corner. This is where Kip Sabian, this is where he tried to charge for Kip Sabian, but he dodged out of the way, hitting his head right into the ropes, running on the outside. This is where Kip Sabian hits a sliding springboard flying moonsault right off the ropes and right through him onto the top ringside area, top corner of the ringside area. This is where he started going face to face with Alex Reynolds, and saying like stay in your lane, and Evil Uno too, and was going face to face. This is where I believe the Butcher was there trying to back up what's his name, Kip Sabian. This is where and his wife Penelope Ford saying like, yeah, you better step up, like referee, get these guys that's not involved in this match. This is where before he can do so, this is where Isaiah Cassidy landed on everybody, like all the Dark Order members, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, Butcher, and Kip Sabian. This is where Isaiah Cassidy was smacking the symbol of steel steps, like slamming it. This is where he finally have an opportunity. This is where he hits his other mentor's finishing move, like the first mentor's brother's move, of course, the Swanton Bomb, slamming him. And then before you have a chance to go for the cover, or should I say, before he can even get a 3 count, like when the referee counts to 1 and 2, this is where he gets a double foot stomp by John Silver. This is where he pins him. The referee count to 1, the referee count to 2, and he count to 3. And yes, sir, we have a new number 1 contender, and his name is Short Beard Ball John Silver. And for those that's unaware, the reason why I call him that is because he's short and he's bald, and then it's the opposite of like Long John Silver's, like the restaurant, of course. Like instead of being long, he's short, like, and he's got this John Silver name, like Long John Silver's. But anyway, yeah, that's the name I came up with that. But it looks like the bootleg restaurant is going to take on the Piece of Fruit tomorrow night at AEW's Battle of the Belts, which we're going to recap along with AEW Collision. It's going to be on one big video that I'm going to do tomorrow night, and make sure y'all check that out because it's going to get very, very interesting, and because it's about the championship belts, like the TBS Championship, the International Championship, and the Trios Championship after AEW Collision. And there's going to be plenty more matches out along with it. But who do you think is going to walk out the International Championship? If you haven't guessed already, If y'all haven't guessed already, y'all let me know down in the comments below, which most of us probably agree would be Orange Cassidy. This is where we also got a squash match of Claudio Castagnoli and like what's their names are these guys that are like enhancement talents, like yeah, and then we got some tag team squash matches with the number one contenders for the undisputed tag team championships. If I'm not undisputed, for the AEW tag team championships, it was Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta taking on these two enhancement talent. One looked like he could be Stokely Hathaway's younger brother, while the other one looked like Prince Nana's younger cousin, which their names was the Bounty Hunter Brian Keith and Exotic Prime and Brian Keith, the Bounty Hunter, which he was in a match before with Hangman Adam Page, which I believe he beat him, which I think I recapped that. It was like a month ago, but yeah, it started off with Brian Keith taking on what's his name, taking on Wheeler Yuta. This is where Brian Keith tried to go. He Irish whipped him right into the top left right corner of Tina Turbo. This is where he tried to go for an elbow strike. He caught him, hit the German suplex. This is where he tags in. This is where he hits. This is where he tags. This is where Exotic Prime tags himself in. This is where he tries to run up to Wheeler Yuta. He gets gut busted by the former Ring of Honor Pure Championship. This is where Claudio Castagnoli came in, clotheslining him. This is where he clotheslines Brian Keith out of the ring. This is where we've seen a slingshot of flapjack from Wheeler Yuta right into Claudio Castagnoli into a fireman's carry, not fireman's carry, a military press slam, like into a back body drop. This is where Claudio did the fingers to the head, like if he was the Bobby Lashley. This is where Claudio Castagnoli's like focus on me, camera. This is where he runs up, spins around, hits a biggest striking European uppercut I have ever seen from the Swiss Cyborg, right through Brian Keith, he hit him right into the jaw so much to the point it made him flip right over Barry Barricade, or the former Barry Barricade, or not flip over, fell flattened to the ground. This is where he's like, let's spin around, tags back in Wheeler Yuta. This is where he goes for the Claudio swing. This is where he's like, this is where Wheeler Yuta was spinning around, like, yeah, we're gonna go around and around. This is where Claudio Castagnoli starts doing the spin, looking like the giant swing, looked like when he was teaming with Tyson Kidd again, because when they were waiting for the 10th spin, this is where Wheeler Yuta finally hits a drop kick to finish off Exotic Prime. This is where Claudio Castagnoli picks up Wheeler Yuta when Wheeler Yuta got on the top rope, and then he dipped right onto him, hit a flying pin dip splash right into Exotic Prime. And the referee counted to 1, the referee counted to 2, and he counted to 3. And that was just a warm-up match. Like I said, like when I heard about this match with them facing them at Rampage, because the following day they're gonna take on the new tag team champions, which is Ricky Starks and Big Bill. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, who's gonna win that tag team championship match? Just continuing to give y'all's answers in the comment section down below. This is when we got Renee Paquette with the former JAS members with Daniel Garcia, which was Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, Jake Hager, and Anna Jay. And he's like, amongst two for everybody in the battle royal, like amongst you guys, like the focusing on the Saturday battle of the boys, like at the battle of the belts, like even though everything wasn't successful in the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, or Dynamite Doesn't Battle Royal, I should say, but my apologies. He's just like, but on the bright side, y'all got a Trios Tag Team Championship match with the Acclaim and Claims, and then she asked like, what championship. He said, "Are you guys gonna be on the same page to be able to walk out with the triple strap gold, the triple pink strap gold?" And he's like, "It's not about the things, Mo. It's about the." It's just like, and this is where Matt Menard stepped in, like, "Sorry, like Angelo Parker, but I have to step in and say, like, it's not about the plans or anything about this team. Like, it's about that stupid dance, and I'm getting absolutely enough of it." And this is where Daniel Garcia started arguing back at him, saying, like, "Look, like you." And he was like, "All right, like you have a problem with my dance. Like I'm trying to, like I'm just doing this to make a name for myself in this industry, and this is gonna help me gain some popularity." And then he's like, "I have a problem with you with that, and I don't have no problem before you even start doing that dance. Like, we were perfectly fine without it, as a matter of fact." And this is where Jake Hager had to break up. So, "All right, enough. And then he was like, "I'm actually sick and tired of hearing this argument. Like, you need to keep this down, and then you need." And then I really had to give up the hat for this, for y'all to complain and be ungratefully argumental right now. Like, and he was like, "Sheesh," and that's when he walked out of there. This is where Daniel Garcia was he's like, no, Jake, come back. Like, and this is where this is where Anna Jay's like, like I realized that Jake is right. Like, Jake, you need to squash this argument now. And then she was like, if you didn't have any chance of winning on this Saturday, you better get your act together right here, right now. And then Angelo Parker's like, she's right as well. Like, and he was like, we were he's like we were the best in one hand, like, and y'all now arguing like if y'all on an episode of Sex and the City. Like, really, like you have to really compare their argument into a drama show, like an older drama show from like 25 years ago. Like, really? And no, this is not a reference to Anna Jay's age. Just saying, like, it was 20 and a half years ago. That's what my point is. This is where Angelo Parker was like, if we want to win this Saturday for the tag team title, you need to squash this argument. Like, simple as that. What if you agree with whatever y'all preferences or y'all's hobbies are? Like just respect it and respect each other as a team, and don't. And yeah, and just let bygones be bygones, or not bygones be bygones, but let just drop it and then move on, and then just be like what we're supposed to be as a team. And then Matt Menard's like, "Okay, you want me to squash? So you want to squash right here, right now? Like, I hate that dance, but I love you, and then I consider this as a squash." And then this is where, and then he's like, "Please consider this a squash." And this is where he put out his hand for Daniel Garcia, and he tells him, he's like, "You knew that and you know that we are the next AEW Trios champions. And who do you think is gonna walk out of Battle of the Belts is the triple plated gold and pink straps championships?" Y'all let me know down in the comments below. This is where we also have another vignette with Mike Santana and Ortiz, like with their usual battles. Like, I'm not gonna waste your time continuing to go on and on about it, just saying like they still have some very brutally harsh messages with one another, which we still don't know when they're next review. When they're gonna have their potential match, I should say. When they're gonna have their potential match, and is it gonna be at Full Gear, or is it gonna be in another event like Winter's Coming, New Year Smash? Probably, most likely, Full Gear or Winter's Coming, I suppose. And when do you think when that's gonna happen? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And we would love to see this reality mixed with kayfabe feud with the former LAX and Proud and Powerful tag partners. But we're gonna see more what's going on. And was it just me, or were they supposed to have the Swerve Strickland music video be they're supposed to talk about anything about the Swerve Strickland music video on YouTube? At least the sneak peek of it. Like, they were bragging about this Rampage. But it didn't seem like I didn't even see anything about it. Like there was plenty of good matches, like with Rocky Romero against Mystico, and a very well triple threat match with what's his name with Brother Zay, John Silver, and Kip Sabian, which was underratedly the match of the night. And then the third match of the night, which was the main event of the evening, which I'm going to talk about right here, right now, is Ruby Soho taking on Sky Blue. And then we're going to have right here, right now, we're going to talk about just in the middle towards the end of the match, like just so we won't bore you into the match. This is where we're talking about, like we're fighting in the ring, but Vince took it out on the outside. This is where she throws Sky Blue right into the former Barry barricade. This is where she throws it right back in the ring. This is where Ruby Soho was continuing her punishment beat down into the poor blue fairy fighter, I guess, more like a glow in the dark green blue fairy, I guess we're gonna call Sky Blue. More like a pixie black moth now, like, or whatever you want to call her. But anyway, this is where Ruby Soho starts hitting forearms to her. Sky Blue starts answering back with forearms. There's a forearm war. This is where she raked the eyes in front of the referee's face. She didn't give no types of damns if the referee disqualified her or not. We start seeing more of a heelish, edgier side of Sky Blue, and that's we saw plenty of it. Like this is where Ruby Soho Irish whips her right into the corner. This is where she hit her with an intercepting clothesline right onto Ruby Soho. Hits another clothesline to Ruby Soho. This is where she twisted her neck and turned her around into a painful manner. This is where she had her hanging. This is where she hit the striking, shining wizard knee strike right onto Ruby Soho. This is where she tried to run. She grabbed her grabbed behind. She tried to run right to the Zach ropes, but she got chop blocked by Sky Blue. This is where Sky Blue tried to go for a super kick. This is where she spins her around. I was like, really? Really, Ruby Soho, did you really have to spin her around? Like, you should know that this is like probably the second thing they probably teach you in wrestling school. Do not spin around your opponents into the air. I was like, this is kayfabeingly speaking in my behalf onto this match. But anyway, this is where Sky Blue spin around, hit the sliding short Insta-Giri kick, and then this is where she gets back up. This is where Ruby Soho tried to go for going for the Sky Falls. This is where Sky Blue counters. This is where she go for a headlock, but she's turning around and hits a twisted neck breaker right onto Ruby Soho. This is where she pins like a DDT twisted neck breaker combo, I should say, like what Excalibur said. This is where she pins Ruby. This is where she only got a 1, she only got a 2, but she kicks out in the process. This is where Sky Blue hit the shoulder bump. I was like, "What's wrong with you and Wardlow about shoulder bumps into innocent professionals like journalists like Tony Schiavone and a what's it called, referee, an innocent referee like." Yeah, I know y'all gonna have a heel edgier side, but dang, don't go too far now. This is where she goes for showtime. This is where not Ruby Soho, her partner Saraya grabbed her legs when the referee wasn't looking. This is what kind of pissed off. Kind of pissed off Sky Blue and distracted her. She was about to basically murk the former AEW Women's and Divas champion, but she got interrupted and got caught off her guard by Ruby Soho with a spinning back suplex. This is where Saito suplex, I should call. This is where she pins her, but the referee counted to 1, the referee counted to 2. Sky kicks out at 2.999. This is where Ruby Soho was like, "Come on, like I know this is not a move that I don't basically use for the victory, but it could have gotten me somewhere for a 3 count, like." And this is where she puts Sky Blue right into the top rope into a chop. Hopefully my chop top tongue tie didn't really affect on my video. This is where This is where Ruby Soho goes for a top rope, try to go for a top rope suplex, but Sky Blue slides down under Soho's legs, grabbing her legs in the process, hits a super kick right into her head, looking like similar to like who does that move on WWE? I forget. I think it was Carmelo Hayes. If I'm not mistaken, I think Carmelo Hayes does that move. I think she took a page out of his playbook. This is where she hits a sunset flip power bomb right onto the Ruby Soho. Had her pinned down, but the referee counted the 1, the referee counted the 2, but she kicks out right at 2.9 seconds. Sky Blue was very pissed off, more than she ever been as a nice, sweet, positive baby face. But now she got spit with that black mist. She's been changing a whole lot lately. Like, and she started hitting striking forearm strikes right to the face of Ruby Soho. It was very horrifying. Ruby Soho had to cover her face so he won't get elbow strike or forearm strike. This is where Saraya tried to swing at her when she when she had her attention, saying like, "Oh, hey dear, like you want to hit me so bad? I come and try to." And she tried to swing her. This is where she dodged. This is where she dodges. She hits her with a striking fist right into Saraya's face. This is where Ruby Soho tried to take advantage. This is where she turns her around, hits her with the no future kick. This is where she went to the pin. The referee counted the 1, referee counted the 2, but she got interrupted in a most shocking near fall by kicking out at 2.99999s. In a negative 0.1, I should say 0.1 seconds of a 2.999 count. And then Ruby Soho's like, "Are you serious? Like it's rare that somebody kicks out of that move, particularly." And this is where she was like, "What has happened with Sky Blue?" And this is where she tried to get her up to try to get another move on her. But before she can have a chance to do any move in that matter, this is where Sky Blue hits the backslide, which is also known as the most devastating move all sports entertainment. Which she kicked out of that. This is where Ruby Soho tried to go for no future. This is where Sky Blue intercepted and caught her legs. This is where she flips her right over. This is where Sky Blue grabbed onto Ruby's legs when she tried to go for a kick to her. She flips it down. She knees her right in the face, reminding me of another women's wrestler that loves wearing the color blue. This is where she tried to go for a sky. This is where Ruby Soho flips her over right to the bottom corner of the ropes. This is where the referee was too distracted by Ruby Soho. Like, he didn't have enough time to see what Saraya had up her sleeve. And that's when she had the Outcast spray paint bottle, waxed Sky Blue across her face. And then this is where hit her with the spray paint, the spray paint can, wax her right across the face. This is where Ruby Soho takes advantage. This is where she hits the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, and she got the 1, 2, 3, and she's the victor of tonight's match. And then that wasn't over yet, because this is where they celebrated a little bit until soon after did a post-match beatdown right onto the Sky Blue, beating her down so bad. Like, I'm not sure that was even necessary, because they got their win, but they weren't quite done yet, because they continued to do a post-match beatdown by stomping on them right to the corner of the top left corner. But fortunately, the first ever woman I ever wrestled in an intergender match, Chris Statlander, came out there for the save and ran both Soho and Saraya out of there. This is where, saying, I'm not finished with you girls yet, and if you want a piece of me, even if I put my championship on the line, I'll gladly accept the match. And then this is where she tried to pick up and help Sky Blue over. Yeah, Sky Blue up, but she wasn't having it. She was like, "No, I don't need your help. I don't need you at all. Like, and it's already bad enough that I lost to you last week. I was like, and so, like, does that even matter? Like, she saved your life. You should be appreciating her. Like, I know the black missus in your head is telling you otherwise, but dang, like, give Chris Statlander a chance. She's trying to help you out here. Like, but we're going to see more about this like in the upcoming 24 hours because Chris Statlander will defend her AEW TBS championship against the other possessed black mist spit in her eyes. What's her name? Willow Nightingale. Which who do you think is going to win that? I think you already have. I think you already have your answer. Let me know. I'm gonna let you know. Let me know in the comments below. My apologies. And we also have matches like Andrade taking on Bryan Danielson, and so much matches to talk about. We're going to talk about that tomorrow night. And that's my video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. I would say I would give tonight's AEW Rampage a decent 3.5-star review because for having good matches and having some storytelling segments and moments and keeping up, letting everybody know that this is that you should be watching more of, like what's going to happen next at the next AEW Collision show, AEW Collision, the next Dynamite, the next Rampage, and even Full Gear, which the only match that's already in the card is MJF against Jay White, which we only got a couple weeks left, but I hope they have ideas on who's going to fight who at the upcoming event, which we're going to see more about that, in the upcoming couple of weeks on the road to AEW's Full Gear event. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy these wrestling matches and moments that's on AEW and yeah, how y'all would rate tonight's AEW? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, and I hopefully Stokely Hathaway's not going to sneak in my future home theater room like he did to Matt Hardy back like almost 6 months ago, I believe 5 months ago. But yeah, but enough of that, thieving. Enough of that, and I'll say thieving. I'll say what's that? Trespassing. I would say a trespassing golfer. I would say ghetto, but I was trying to sound more professional, so I would say a trespassing golfer. But I'll say the other one because it starts with the letter G. That makes sense. But I'll say the trespassing golfer, and make sure that for those viewers that's watching my videos that have home theater rooms, make sure you check them before you go to bed tonight, or else you'll be hearing the projector and the movie going on its own and seeing who's watching the movie downstairs and who broke in or what kind of ghost or gopher that snuck in again and trying to watch a movie, particularly Coming to America. Make sure you shoo him out of there like the pest and gopher that he is. But anyways, I'm going to let y'all be the judge about the review in the comment section down below and how y'all were rated. And this is the video for now, folks. And I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a big thumbs up. Subscribe. Click the bell notifications so you won't miss to be notified when I upload my new upcoming videos. And make sure you continue to watch my SNA podcast videos whenever you have the spare time. And tell your friends, share and recommend it, refer them over to me, and check them out. And then let me know what they think about it, so I can start improving, making it more, and then bring in more supporters into the internet wrestling community over here and make this channel even bigger. I'm trying to make this even more than just wrestling, but for now, I want to stick to something that's I'm passionate about, and that number one thing is professional wrestling and talking about it like a professional journalist would love to do. And I'm trying to make it up to achieve that dream along with my other dreams I have outside of the squared circle business. And also I hope y'all have a great night as well, and hopefully y'all achieve y'all's dreams very soon. And hopefully y'all can overcome any kind of obstacles that's in your way. But anyways, I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the 79th episode of the SNA podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed. And also, this was the AEW Rampage review part 10. And I'm going to make my tomorrow night's video episode, my 80th episode. That's right. I'm up to 80 episodes as of tomorrow, of course. Make sure don't miss the AEW Rampage / Battle, not Rampage, AEW Collision / Battle of the Belts part 10/8 because 8 is the Battle of the Belts, but I'm just gonna put part 10 of the Collision side of things. So for y'all that don't even know exactly where I'm coming from, y'all know that. But until then, folks, like Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin's out. Y'all have a great night, and I'm glad to see you guys, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Bye bye.